The Property Show, we bring you closer to the industry's major players and captains of industry, from land management to start your foundation, all the way up to furnishing and decorating your property as desired. Modern and luxury living for Rwanda in Rwanda. The Property Show.
Hello and welcome to the Property Show. Today we talk Africa Free Trade Area Agreement. This is an exciting topic. As you all know by now, 21st March 2018 went down in history as the day 44 countries among 54 African countries signed a deal to create one of the world's largest trade bloc. This deal allows free flow of goods and services between its members, as well as free movement of people between 27 countries that signed this deal. We got a chance to speak to the former Minister of ICT, Jean-Philbert Nsengimana, who joined Smart Africa recently as a special advisor, giving us a clear understanding of how technology is impacting housing in Rwanda. But before we get into all that, how about we start with our interior designing advices and tips. Today we are talking about how you can light your bathroom the right way. My name is Brenda. Welcome to the Property Show.
The Property Show brings you an in-depth analysis of the country's real estate development, advice and tips from property owners, engineers, and finance entities that will lead you to owning your dream home. The Property Show.
In today's interior designing segment, let's talk about lighting the bathroom. That room most of the time is left out when we are decorating the other rooms or even giving it anything nice. We don't consider it, we don't think about it. But nowadays bathrooms are getting more bigger and more useful. Nowadays we have bathtubs where you go and relax and you can have your glass of wine, you can read a nice book, you actually spend more time there. That's where we do our makeup from. So you need good lighting, you need enough lighting in your bathroom, and today I'm going to share with you how you can achieve that. The number one thing that you need to keep in mind when you're lighting your bathroom is that it needs to be clean, it needs to be simple, and it needs to be bright. Now you might say, I'll just go with an overhead lighting. Well, that's okay, but then that's just okay. That's not everything that you would need. If you have a big bathroom that you need to spend time in it, you just need to relax, or you're shaving or putting on your makeup, you need different kinds of lighting. So you need lights that can be adjusted. If you're just laying in your bathtub and you're reading a book, you need a different lighting from when you're shaving or when you're putting your makeup. So how about you put in adjustable lightings, just so that the kind of lighting that you should actually use in your whole house, because different kind of lighting gives different kind of feeling. So you need to think about that when you're lighting your bathroom. When lighting your bathroom, there are some areas that you need to focus on. Number one is the ceiling. Yes, we all know that, but again, make sure that the ceiling got enough lighting so that it can illuminate in the whole bathroom, so the whole room has enough lighting. Number two area that you should focus on is the vanity area. Give it enough lighting so that when you're using it, you can see everything. Number three, don't forget the mirror. Yes, give it a beautiful fixture on top of the mirror, and maybe you can give it some other lighting on both sides, and then you have enough lighting in your bathroom. You may also consider strip lighting on the walls, mounted cabinets, which makes them appear to float in space, as well as illumination for wall arts. Now, a lot of people think that lighting a bathroom is just an easy job, but then there's some mistakes. Number one is a lot of people tend to install a lot of recessed lightings, and then you find the ceiling looking like a sea of black holes or something. That's not a good look at the end of the day. You need to tone it down. Number two, you need to avoid the lights, the ceiling lighting being on top of your head, because then the light is going to be harsh, and then that's not a good either. You need to make sure that the light is in the walkway, not where you stand when you're doing whatever that you need to be doing. So make sure the light is behind you and not on top of your head. That's something else that you should look at when lighting your bathroom. A symmetrical light is another mistake. Placing a fixture on just one side of your mirror will create uneven illumination and make grooming difficult. Lastly, the worst mistake when lighting your bathrooms is not giving it enough lighting. Bathrooms need to have enough lighting, just like your living room or your dining room or even your bedroom. Enough lighting is very important. Continental Free Trade Area creates a single continental market for goods and services with free movement of business persons and investment, and will thus pave the way for African trade, especially in the area of infrastructure development. This exciting commitment will spur economic growth in infrastructure sector and the ICT development strategy.
We are very excited at Smart Africa. We see this CFTA as a tremendous opportunity that is pushing our own mission. Smart Africa was started by heads of state to push for a single digital market on the continent. And the fact that there was no free trade area made it more difficult for us. But this is going to just accelerate what we are doing. For us, what we want is a smart CFTA.
Last year's Transform Africa Summit's main focus was on developing smart cities, aiming at leveraging technology solutions towards efficiency of the continent cities by providing a high-level quality of life. To achieve this, development of smart homes with similar technology will get cities that are highly energy efficient and delivers cost-effective services to its citizens.
As you know, last year our summit, the Transform Africa Summit, was focused on smart cities. And smart houses and smart property management is a core component of a smart city. So that's one. But yesterday in our discussions, I insisted on platforms that for us to be able to accelerate the movement towards a single free trade area, we need to use ICT. And we talked about digital infrastructure platforms. We talked about financial sector platforms like a single digital currency for Africa. We talked about content platforms for Africa to be able to tell her own story. But we couldn't exhaust all the types of platforms we need. So I believe that for Africa to give value to its real estate assets, to its natural assets, we need to build them on a platform so that we can be trading properties with the rest of the world using ICT. That will give tremendous value. So this is another level of building platforms in the real estate sector that are going to give more value to our assets and grow our industries.
With access to technology, today buying and selling of real estate is mainly done over internet. Because of the large community of online buyers and sellers, it's easy to find a house when you need one. Hence, you don't have to drive to each house you're considering. Jean-Philippe believes that blockchain is revolutionizing this online market.
Consider that problem of difficulties in real estate trading solved through a technology called blockchain. Today, blockchain is revolutionizing anything to do with transfer of value. In fact, it has been labeled as Internet of Value. So I'd like to say that many people haven't yet understood the use of blockchain. They think blockchain is only used for digital currencies like Bitcoin. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. But the real use is going to involve anything that has records, that has a transfer of value, and to raise awareness about blockchain and how it can apply to areas such as real estate and property. We are going to hold a blockchain hub during the upcoming Transform Africa Summit that will take place here in the same venue in May from the 7th to 10th. There will be an entire room only dedicated to discussing the use of blockchain and how can blockchain accelerate development and digital transformation on our continent.
When it comes to lowering cost of construction, technology can drastically reduce the cost of construction project regardless of its size, type, location, or value by improving the supply chain through ICT. With technology, houses can be built in a day at an affordable price that can solve housing needs in our developing country to shelter for its growing population.
There are many ways ICT can help to lower the cost of construction. First of all, there are even smart materials. If you really want to go advanced, we are even talking about 3D printed houses. We haven't gotten there yet. That technology hasn't come cheaper than the traditional mode of building. But one important way that ICT can help reducing the cost of construction is by improving the supply chain. When you look at a big part of the cost to supplying material has to go with the logistics, the transport, and the cost of inventory that people keep unnecessarily in their stores without predictability on when they will sell. The whole issue of payments. So the time it takes to order materials and get them delivered to the site, the time it takes to plan for your project to take off, from beginning to end. If you optimize through ICT all of that, you will end up with a total cost of building any type of infrastructure lowered. But we're also talking about materials that are, modern materials that are strong, that are environmental friendly, because as we push for smart cities, we also push for sustainable cities. We are talking about lowering the energy cost, for instance, lowering the carbon footprint for houses and other infrastructure. So all of that is a contribution of ICT to lower the total cost during the time of construction, but also in the long term, lowering maintenance costs and so on.
Consolidation of land use and management information, not only at a country level, but Pan-African level under one platform will ease transaction processes for property developers.
Believe you me, private sector has started approaching us so that we can work together to implement this type of platforms at continental level. Already we have the task to consolidate the information we have at national level. That's why the land authorities need to work with the property valuers. They need to work with the revenue authority to consolidate that information, not only to protect the tax revenue, but also to make transaction easier. And that's why I was saying that using technologies such as blockchain is going to be extremely important, because it brings an element of security, it brings an element of transparency, it brings an element of ease or affordability when it comes to transaction. Now, our dream as Smart Africa and our job is to see these same type of platforms implemented at Pan-African level. That is where the value of this big market is going to be unlocked.
Still watching the property show, and this is our luxury living. Now this segment helps you to achieve that luxurious feel that you've always wanted without spending a fortune. Probably you might even use things that you already have, but today we are talking about mirrors. How can you use mirrors to achieve that luxurious feel? Now mirrors have changed. Mirrors are no longer that glass looking old thing that you use just to look at yourself when you're going to work. Mirrors can be used to decorate your home because they've changed in shapes, in style, and everything. But then before you buy a piece of mirror to put in your home, there are questions that you need to ask yourself. You need a mirror for what? Is it to just look at yourself? Are you buying this mirror so that it can change the way your room looks like, maybe make it more bigger? Are you buying a mirror just so that it can look decorative over there? There are several shapes and colors and sizes of mirrors that you can use to upgrade your home. So let's take a look at them. Sunburst mirrors are playful and sculptural, and they are sophisticated. So when hung on the wall, they can blend with any kind of decor that you might be having. Let it be a modern or country, any kind of decor that you have, put that kind of mirror on the wall and you're going to transform it instantly. One of the best ways to use these sunburst mirrors is hanging it over the bed. I mean, put all the decors that you have, tone it a little bit down and just put it there over the bed, and I'm telling you, it's going to transform your bedroom and it's going to give it that sophisticated look that you've always wanted. And by just using one piece of art, just a mirror, it can transform your whole bedroom. A sunburst mirror above a bedroom is unexpected and a bold statement. Play down the rest of the bedroom accessories and let the mirror do all the work. Another type of mirrors that you should consider when you want to upgrade your decor is the circular mirrors. Now, these, we see them so often, but you don't know the secret with them. These kind of mirrors, either big or small, it can transform any place because it has that spatial appeal to any sharp object. Let's say maybe an angle of a desk, or maybe a rectangular cupboard that you have in your house. It's going to transform it. Another way to bring that luxurious look in your house by using circular mirrors is putting it on your entryway of your house. Yes, so then whatever that you have on the other side is reflected in the mirror. That means you have double of everything that you have in your house. That's another good way of upgrading your interior decor. If you really want to upgrade your interior designing and give it that luxurious look, you should go for the vignette mirrors. Vignette mirrors have an ornate design that is surprisingly versatile. The style features decorative edging along the frames. From the sweeping arches to the long lines, it will add a bit of vintage, glam and luxury to your interior designing. If you want to go for a dramatic look, how about you go for a full-size floor mirror? This is going to give your room that dramatic look, like everyone who is going to enter your home, they're going to be surprised by how huge this mirror is and how it consumes everything that is in that room. When decorating with mirrors, you don't need a lot because they are rich, they have that luxurious feel around them already. So all you need to do is finding the right mirror and putting it in the right position. That's all we had in our luxury living segment. I hope that it was helpful. AFTA Center, Russia. AFTA Center is a skyscraper under construction with a height of 464 meters. It will contain offices, co-working centers, sports centers, children's science centers, and conference centers. AFTA Center's project includes 1,500 square meters of indoor exhibition space. Also with this, some part of the open area will be left for demonstration of objects of arts, installations, and sculptures. On top of the skyscraper at the height of 357 meters, there will be a free public observatory deck. June 2015, AFTA Center fulfilled the requirements of pre-certification under LEED for core and shell development level goals as an ecological effective construction. Approximately 3,000 people will be employed in the construction, mostly from professions related to design and construction. After construction, a few thousand workers of different occupations are expected to be employed in the complex. AFTA Center is designed to a high safety standard, which allows the construction to stand still on one core, even if all the 10 supportive columns collapsed. Today, I'm going to share with you a few advices and tips that will help you get the right realtor. You need to find the right partner to help you sell your beautiful home. When you're about to sell your home, there are a few things that you need to consider before actually putting it out there on the market. And one of those is finding the right realtor, or the commissionaires as we call them here. And Not everyone who calls themselves to be a realtor or a commissioner is one. Some of them, they're not even qualified. They're just people who are out there, they're like, oh, me, I can do this. But then if you really want to sell your home, you need to find the right person who understands the area, who understands your home, who understands the value of your home, someone who's going to advise you, someone who's going to tell you things that you don't know, someone who's going to negotiate for you because you want to get the best out of your home. This is my number one advice that you need to consider when you're about to sell your home. There are so many agents out there, and you're asking yourself, how do I get the right agent? Well, it's okay to ask your friends and family to help you out if there's any person that they know. But then you don't jump to conclusion just because someone said this person is a commissioner or is a realtor or is an agent. Don't fall into the trap of picking an agent purely because one or two of your friends suggested that person. You want an agent who's very familiar with your area. The reason is simple. If they spend time in the area, they all know how to market your house there. So a better question to ask your friends than you know any real estate agent is, do you know a real estate agent who sold any properties in my area in the past few years? Number two, you need to test their communication skills. So now that you have, let's say 1, 2, or 3 agents that you think they're qualified, test their communication skill and see how they work. Email them or even give them a call and see, just sit back and relax and see how long does it take for them to respond. That will give you an idea of how they will respond to the clients that want to buy your home. You don't want someone who's going to spend a day or 3 without responding. You don't want to get people wanting to visit your home, but there's no one there to help them out. If your agent takes 2 days without responding to a client, someone else is going to respond and they're going to buy another home and not yours. You don't want that happening. Number 3 is experience. In your initial conversation with this agent, you shouldn't shy away from the tough questions. You should ask right. It should be just like any other job interview. Ask them about their experience. You have to go with someone with a higher experience because you need someone who have mastered the art of marketing. You need someone who have mastered the art of talking to people and negotiating. Another thing that you need to ask your agent is, how are they going to market your home? A good agent should have at least one good brokerage website where they're going to list your home. How are they going to market your home on social media? Because nowadays we find almost everything on social media, and if you really need to sell your home, you need it out there. So ask them, how are they going to do that? And lastly, you need to ask them, how much are they going to spend on advertising? When we know that advertisement costs depending on how, where, and with who, but that shouldn't matter much. But what matters here is a certain number. Don't stop until your agent gives you a certain number of amount that they are going to spend on advertising your property. Yes, because if they don't give you that number, maybe that's because they are not intending to advertise your property in any way, and you don't want that happening. Thank you so much for being part of the Property Show and all the segments that we shared with you. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope that it was so useful. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Brenda, and I wish you well.